King Jesus, Son of Man. On January 31st, Bobbi Kristina Brown was found dead, face down, in the bathtub of her Roswell, Georgia townhouse. This tragedy paralleled her mother, Whitney Houston's drowning in 2012. People are starting to focus now on the estate of the late Whitney Houston. It says reports are that a battle is raging between the Houston family and Whitney Houston's ex-husband, Bobbi Brown, over whether to remove Bobbi Kristina, who is now 22, from life support, framed as a clash of religious values and the sanctity of life. Beyond the moral considerations, there's tens of millions of dollars to be inherited and behind-the-scenes conflicting. Bobbi Brown's lawyer recently released a statement saying that Bobbi Kristina is not going home to die. Says the lawyer for Bobbi Brown released a public statement following widespread reports that Bobbi Brown's daughter, Bobbi Kristina, who has been in a coma since late January, was being taken home to die. Due to the numerous false reports and sensationalism regarding Bobbi Kristina over the last 2 weeks, there is a need to comment. Christopher Brown of Brown & Rosen, LLC, legal counsel for Bobbi Brown, said in a statement to the media, Bobbi Kristina is not going home to die, as numerous news affiliates and websites have reported. Furthermore, let me be clear, Bobbi Brown has not made any comments to TMZ or any reporting agency, despite the TMZ article reporting that he is feuding with his sister Leola Brown. Bobbi Brown never gave an interview to TMZ. Unless you hear directly from me through my attorney, do not believe any words attributed to me. I am making decisions with Pat Houston, and we are working together for the medical care of my daughter, Brown himself said. I do not have time for frequent sideshows that others choose to engage in almost on a daily basis. Right now, we are focused on Bobbi Kristina's medical prognosis and the criminal investigation. These are the priorities for us. Whoever had a hand in causing my daughter's injuries need to be brought to justice. When Whitney Houston died, she was 48. It was attributed by the coroner to heart disease and cocaine use. She was one of the most successful recording artists, but she wasn't the author of many of her songs, so she didn't really get the royalty benefits that a producer and publisher gets. As a matter of fact, right before her death, Clive Davis had to lend her $1.5 million to finance her stint in rehab. She had also been in a battle with her stepmother over her father's estate, which was a $1 million life insurance policy, which he left to Whitney when he died. So people thought that she was fighting over such a relatively small amount of money that she really desperately needed money. As Whitney Houston's only child, Bobbi Kristina was named the sole heir, yet the will was structured in such a way that she would receive her inheritance in installments, with the remainder placed in the trust. 10% would be paid on her 21st birthday, and an additional 25% when she turned 25. The remainder would be due on her 30th birthday. That's where things get complicated. The first installment, slightly more than $2 million, came due when Bobbi Kristina turned 21 in March of 2014. With 3 years ago until the next installment payment, the question remains, what happens to the balance of the funds if she dies before turning 30? According to Houston's will, the funds revert to Bobbi Kristina's estate. As the next of kin to Bobbi, her father, Bobby Brown, who has squandered his own sizable fortune, would then inherit any monies received to that date. However, the will also dictates what would happen if Bobbi Kristina dies unmarried before the age of 30. The undistributed portion of the estate would go to Houston's living relatives, which include her mother, Cissy Houston, and 2 brothers. Bobbi Kristina's longtime boyfriend has claimed the two were married in January of 2014, and even posted photos of the couple sporting wedding rings. If that's true, this would make him her sole heir. According to sources, the two were never married, and in fact she planned to end the engagement. However, there is still a remote possibility that Nick Gordon may produce evidence of their wedlock. It could get quite messy, said one person close to the Houston family. This kind of family squabble happens all the time. Bobbi Kristina's brain damage, which her grandmother, Cissy, describes as irreversible, confines her to a rehab facility in Atlanta. The quality of that life remains in doubt. Still, the Houstons, the Browns, continue to pray for Bobbi at Bobbi's bedside for a medical miracle. Even as Cissy said in March, that there is not a great deal of hope.